guys, I'm out here doing a couple different things today. It's July 22nd, I believe, and got three things on the agenda that I want to accomplish. Number one, I'm checking some oaks, trying to see if the red and whites are holding this year and what the crop's going to look like. To my surprise, I'm in the hardwoods right now. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's a lot of acorns on the ground already. We've had some storms and some wind, so I'm guessing maybe it just kind of shook some of them out of the tree already, but that's a pretty good indication that they're obviously holding. I haven't made it to the white oak patch yet, but I'm going to check that out as well. There's a spot that I want to hang a tree stand in, this real kind of tight, compact white oak grove, I guess you could call it. There's just this little patch within these pines of like 6 to 12 white oaks. They're pretty young, but they'll hold acorns. And there's a really hard trail that cuts through there heading to our food plot. I want to hang a stand in there this year, especially if the oaks are holding acorns, and just get real tight to that trail. That's the trail they usually take to get to the food plot, but they end up kind of taking it and circling downwind. So I think if I can get tight over that trail, maybe able to kill a good buck before he even gets there. So that's the second thing. And then I'm checking some tree stands of ours. You know, we do a lot of mobile hunting, but we do have some permanent sets just, you know, when the situation calls for it. So this year I wanted to do a better job of making sure the ones that we're leaving in place are safe, they're ready to go. That way when the season rolls around, you know, you can just hop in them. So gonna get to it and bring you guys along. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but I think it's a locust tree right there. That's what I was hoping to get a set in. There's some young white oaks kind of tucked back in here behind these pines. It doesn't look like they have any acorns on them this year, but that's okay. I still think this might be a decent spot. It's gonna be hard to see here, but there's actually a trail cutting right kind of in between these pine rows here. It gets real hammered in the wintertime, and then it kind of tees off and goes right under that tree. So I think before I actually hang the stand, since there is no acorns in here, I'm gonna hang a camera on this trail, probably somewhere right in this transition, and monitor it a little bit. And then, you know, if the activity is what I hope it is or what I want it to be, then maybe go ahead and put that stand up in there. So get that camera up. Having some issues with the cell cam here. Not sending me pictures, but I think I got it fixed now. So again, hung that cam there. You can probably see the trail a little bit better now, running right there. It comes on through here, heads to some really thick bedding, and then that locust tree is tucked back in there. So we'll monitor this as long as this sends me pictures. And this might be a good spot for especially the late season when they start hitting that food plot. So we hung this stand behind me here, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. We only hunted it a couple times, but it was one of those spots where you can see a decent amount, but you're like just out of the game. There's a trail kind of right over my shoulder here though, just back in here, where these deer are kind of cutting this corner and heading again towards our food plot. There's a buck my dad was hunting late season last year, we called Eldon. And I had a camera over this edge right here, this trail where they're cutting this corner, but we weren't hunting over here. We were hunting over our food plot. And after I pulled the camera during the late season, he was on that trail a lot, cutting this corner. So if we would have been over here and just had a little bit of an adjustment, I think Dad would have been in the game a little bit more. The neighbor ended up killing him, unfortunately. Nice guy though, and let us come out and see him and everything. So that was super cool. Kind of built that friendship, built that relationship a little bit better. So anyway, yeah, so kind of something I like to do is, you know, if you can use some of that intel from years past and kind of incorporate it or tie it into the current season, you know, a lot of times that's all you need to capitalize. Now again, different deer will do different things. The acorn crop will change patterns. The ag crop will change patterns. You know, last year it was cut beans, so I think they were hitting our food a little bit more. This year it's going to be corn, so they're probably going to spend some more time out there. So, you know, there's a lot that can influence or play into their movement, but still going to move this. This is a spot that I'll be able to hunt really easy after work if I only have, you know, a couple hours or something like that. So I like having permanent sets in those locations where, you know, maybe I don't have time to run out there and, you know, be mobile and go 2 miles in and hang a set, but I can still, you know, maximize my time and hopefully create an opportunity and slip into a stand that's already ready for me. So I'm going to tear this one down and again, just move it. Probably it's only 60 or 70 yards, but doesn't sound like a lot, but that's sometimes all it takes. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here, shoot on up there and start tearing things down. By yourself, it looks like a dang crime scene. I got just stuff laying everywhere. But that was pretty quick. It only took me about 10 minutes. So like I said, just gonna move it, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, somewhere over that way, and throw it right back up. So head on over there now, try to gather everything. I was dropping stuff from, this one was real high. We were probably 25, 30 feet up there. So it was seven of these sticks. So however high that is. Stuff's fun though. I like doing this. Important parts of all of this, H2O. Although it really isn't too hot today. If this was like opening weekend, I'd be pretty stoked. It dropped, I think it's only in like the low 70s today, which, you know, still warm, but feels pretty good out, all things considered. So stay hydrated. Well, they're all put up. Took me probably about 45 minutes just because going up and down, being by myself, but got the cameraman stand up there just to kind of give you a breakdown or a rundown of the setup. Like I said, I didn't move it real far from where it was originally located, but those small tweaks are sometimes all you need. So still in this open hardwoods, there's a lot of red oaks, and they're actually, I think they have a good crop this year because I can hear them falling already. There's a lot on the ground too. We got some bigger, stronger gusts of wind that have come through, and you hear them, you know, raining down. So that's a good sign, and it'll probably make this set even a little bit better. But I don't know if you can see behind me back here. Let's see. Got a cornfield right there. I'll be able to walk just along that corn and come in right here on this corner to this stand. So should be easy access without doing a lot of damage. Most of the bedding is out in front of me here, and you know, just know that from hunting this for 7-8 years now, just historically there's a lot of buck bedding that way, and that corner is right out in front of me here where they were kind of cutting this edge. And I went and checked it out just now. There's a really solid trail coming off that corner, and like I said, it's just kind of angling and going towards our food. So if they do what they did last year, and we happen to be here, you know, it should be a 25-yard chip shot, you know, assuming we can make the shot. But I really like this spot. The tree is pretty small. It's just a little maple, I think. Don't love that. There's not a ton of great cover, but we're pretty high up here, so you know, it'll at least be worth sitting, at least in the early season, while we have a lot of the canopy leaves still on. But I'm excited about this one. Like I said, it's always nice knowing you have a stand that's already set and waiting for you. You don't have to haul anything in or trek back super far. So I think we'll definitely get some sits in out of this early. I think that's going to be pretty much a wrap. I ended up putting I had a camera over this trail. I have a mineral close too, but I swapped it out and put a cell camera up. So I'm standing right now on that hard trail. It's probably hard to see, especially through the camera, but the stand is right up there. So again, you know, 20-yard shot right here. This is the trail they were using last year. I'm standing right on it. So we'll see. I'm real excited about this spot. There was some good ones that lived or survived last year. Haven't seen them yet this year, but if they're in here, it'll be a couple good ones to target, and I think this might be a spot we could get them.